touchback, the ball will come out to the 25-yard line. Fake, now to throw. Buying some time. Trying to make magic on the scramble. All the way out to the 43-yard line before he's pushed out of bounds, and this offense is on the move.
And this QB, man, how about it? It's a pass play. He's dropping back to pass. He realizes it's man-to-man, and as they start to chase their guys down the field, well, nobody's got me, and I can just take off, and I've got speed. He chews up ground so easy, so frustrating for a defense to have to deal with a guy like this.
QB got it himself. Crosses the 30, he's got away. Guided out of bounds at the 22. A good play for this offense as they are threatening to score. Now let's see if they can follow up that huge play. 1st and 10 from the 23. The give out of the gun. And how about the work up front by that big defensive line?
You know when you're playing against a defense of this caliber, you're going to have some sort of balance, right? You can't just drop back and throw it every single play. Nothing going on that last run. They're going to have to find another way to get it going and handing the ball.
Stopped in the backfield. He's going to lose 3 yards on the play.
That's a great job by the defense, understanding exactly the situation, understanding to stay home, play sound, no matter who gets the football. We're going to run to the football hard. We're going to cage the football, be disciplined. Nice job by the defense.
Incomplete behind the receiver. Maybe this freshman got a little too anxious. You can really set the tone for what's possible in your season in early season showdowns like this, both in the top 10 and both with the loftiest of goals.
This one's fun too, David, because we had this game circled in the offseason. We knew this was going to be a really good matchup early, and we're going to find out the answers to a lot of questions we have about both these teams.
Well, and sometimes it's hard to figure that out, right? Like, you don't get till mid-season, you're like, oh, they haven't played anybody. Out the gates, 2 top 10 teams, we get to find out really quickly who's legit.
And he's going to bring it out of the end zone. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. They'll try to impose their will. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. Georgia comes quickly to the line.
And this offense gets nothing done on that play, but look at them. They're continuing to run this tempo. They want to try to do something to get a spark going to create a big play.
They finally get him on the ground, but not before he rips off enough for a first down.
This is the most annoying thing in the world for a defense, is when you start to play all these plays and all these pass concepts and routes, and then you let the quarterback get outside the...
Turning on the Jets! Turning it on! Just gashing this defense, a big gainer to the 40-yard line.
Well, that's why this running game can be so dynamic. This guy is special when he has the football in his hands. He can make people miss, he can run with power, and he also has speed. You saw it on that last play.
The Bulldogs will line it up on 1st and 10. Might as well run him until they stop him. He's got it again.
Well, it's clear the coaching staff had a little conversation before this drive, and they said, we have got to run the football. All 4 plays of this drive so far have been runs, and they're taking a bit of an attitude shift here. They want to be physical, and they want to pound the defense into submission.
On the ground, it's Frazier. And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield. Now facing a 3rd and long. Scanning the field, it's Stopppa. He took a hit as he threw it and couldn't deliver the football. It's incomplete and 4th down's coming.
Great job by the defense dialing up some pressure on 3rd down. They hit the quarterback and forced the incompletion.
So they'll send out the field goal unit. Everything will have to be clean from 55 yards away. Thought he had it and couldn't get it through the uprights. He missed it. So it'll stay 3-0 after the missed field goal.
And sometimes I just feel like 4th down, man, just go for it every time. Like the field goal miss-make rate. And listen, kickers have improved the last couple of years, but we left some points off the scoreboard there.
First play of the drive, wants to throw. Hit hard just as he released it on 1st down and just couldn't get it to the receiver. This rivalry might not be as bitter for Alabama as the ones against Auburn or Tennessee, or for Georgia, the ones against Florida or Georgia Tech. But when Alabama and Georgia have met over the past decade or so, no matchup has been more impactful across the SEC or college football.
Oh, there's no doubt. Georgia's had a Bama problem. I mean, they've kind of had their number. Obviously got over the hurdle for the national championship, but some great teams that have been held back because Alabama's dominance. This is a big rivalry. This is a huge day for the Dogs.
Anytime these teams play, it feels like a national championship. Even more than an SEC championship. We've seen that time and time again. But one thing I know, Georgia's defense is going to know where Ryan Williams is lining up each and every play, because the true freshman last year ate this defense alive.
Defense was right there, but they couldn't stop him from making the catch, and he's got it to the 30.
When you're throwing these comeback routes, man, the timing has got to be so good between the two of them, because you know the ball is going to be in the air a long time. You can't throw it late. It's going to get picked. That time, really nice job getting it out early, and the receiver doing a nice job on his
wide open spaces. And he's finally forced out of bounds. Another 1st down, and he has just been running wild on this defense. All the way down to the 15-yard line. It's 1st down. They'll leave it with him. Fighting off the defender. Pulled down at the 11-yard line as they inch closer and closer to pay dirt.
You got to be impressed with this offense and how they've been able to run the football and move it down the field, just being more physical in the trenches and getting some push. And leading by 3 right now down here in the red zone on 3rd down. I'm not so sure they won't run it again or give it to their running back in space and see if they can make something good happen.
And this defense, we know, they present a lot of challenges. You can see it right there, man. They shrink windows fast. They're a top 25 defense for a reason. You really better make sure you're dialed in today, or else they can make you pay in a hurry.
He caught it. Goes out of bounds, but they'll be set up with a 1st and goal. 3rd down, a lot of times it comes down to not necessarily who's the most open, who you trust the most.
Yeah, it's not about the X's and the O's. It's about the Jimmies and the Joes. And when my guy's better than you and I get you matched up out wide and I know I trust you, I'm finding you.
Wide receiver's going to get a shot at it on 1st and goal. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown! Try to add another to their lead. And with the extra point, they're now up by a touchdown and a field goal at 10. That touchdown drive covered 61 yards. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. He'll take the return and try to improve the field position. Makes a move. Got a move.
exciting because you don't see them very often. You got to go so many yards, 80, 90 yards at a time. What a great job by the returners, showing the speed, providing the electricity. There's a reason they're all jacked up, and it's because of that awesome kickoff return.
They're set to kick it off. Do you think this crowd's going to get loud when their defense comes on the field? It bounds through the back of the end zone. It'll be a touchback. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. Back to pass, it's Russell. He's moving out of the pocket. He's going to run it. They'll mark him out of bounds at about the 29-yard line. Second down. Wants to go up top. There's the pressure. Quarterback feeling the pressure, and down he goes at the 22. This pressure from the defensive front is overwhelming, much like when three-time All-American David Pollock played on the Georgia defensive front. Whatever happened to that guy?
A washed-up old guy. Heard bad things about that guy. But no, when you look at these defenses Georgia's had, these dominant defenses, man, it's just big, physical guys up front. You think about the Jordan Davises, the Trayvon Walkers of the recent past, just guys that dominate a football game. You have to know where they're at on every snap.
On third and long, hoping to throw beyond the sticks. He's got it inside the 25. And he got away from the defense and takes it in. Touchdown, Bama!
And coming into the game, you look at the stats and you say top 10 offense in scoring, so they better be able to create what? Explosive plays. Another explosive plays. They've been doing it all year long. Those plays are backbreakers. Defenses just can't contain this offense.
Oh, look at Mr. Hands taking the squibber inside the 30. They put the brakes on him, but a good return out to the 36. They'll put it in play from the 36 for the first play of the drive. They'll go to the ground. He's going to lose a yard on that one.
And this offense on first down, man, they go backwards. And they built a deficit, and they've been sluggish. And they just need something to get going, to get started, because they kind of looked out of sorts and out of rhythm this whole game.
The offense just has not been able to find a way to get their rhythm going here in the first half. We just haven't seen it in the passing game. That was a really good example of it again. If they're going to score more points in the second half, they've got to make some adjustments here at halftime.
Dropping back, it's Stockton. Looking for a huge play. Catch inside the 25. Seizing an open space, an opportunity all the way inside the red zone. They'll mark it at the 19.
And this four vertical play is something that every offense in the country has in their playbook, but they don't all run it as good as this offense does. Really nice job making the play call, but when you've got athletes like this and a quarterback that can fit the football into small windows, good things generally happen. That is tremendous execution on that pass play.
Pulled down at the 11-yard line as they inch closer and closer to pay dirt.
That's just a really nice job by the running back, making the first guy miss and going to get positive yards. This guy's got some wiggle, and you saw it on that play.
On the ground, it's Frazier. He's tackled right at the 10-yard line, and they're trying to cash in on this drive.
Let's see if this offense can answer the bell. Their coaches challenged them all week long. When they got down to the red zone, we've got to be able to run the football because we're going up against a top 10 rushing defense. Let's see if they can step up here and get it done.
He got it! Finally dragged down. He picked up the first down and set him up with a goal-to-go situation.
Well, in that down and distance, the quarterback's got to get rid of it so quickly, right? He knows the defense is going to be bearing down on him, so a nice job catching the gun snap and then turning and pivoting, getting it out of his hands quickly and accurately to pick up the first.
They'll use the running game on first and goal. And he'll be stuck. Got nothing. Line of scrimmage still at the 4. On second and goal, he carries again. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Georgia!
So this guy's had a big role in this offense this year, especially when they get down close to the end zone. That's his 5th rushing touchdown on the year. He's been a factor for these guys offensively.
Getting set for the point after. And with the extra point, every little bit counts as they get closer. And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
Hey guys, just wanted to give you a quick update on a game happening in the Big 12. Kansas State needs to pick up the pace, but this puppy is far from over. And with this crowd there and the Little Apple behind them, I'm kind of banking on a comeback. It's a touchdown game. They're trailing by 7 to UCF. We'll keep you updated as this one goes forward, as this could shake up the Big 12 race significantly.
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us. I imagine he's going to get an earful on the sideline after bringing it out of the end zone and being knocked down at the 11. Let's see if they can get something going here late in the half. With the ball. Punches ahead, they'll give him a yard to the 13. In a competitive conference like the SEC, you just can't afford to start 0-1 if you want to chase a championship. Really important to get off to a good start.
No doubt, in the SEC, you've got to set the tone early. It's all about creating momentum out of the gate. Both of these teams had this game circled all offseason, David. They know what's riding on the line.
There's so much right.
He's loose. Now they've got even more breathing room out to the 31 and a fresh set of downs. First down here for the offense. They'll move the wide receiver. Quick pass on the jet motion. Lots of running room. Good pickup on the ground, and they'll mark him down at the 39. Alabama with a multitude of options on second and short. To the air, it's Russell. Sets up the screen. It's a seam wide open. Big pickup on that one. They'll mark him out at the 40.
And they executed that running back screen to perfection. Quarterback held on to it. He let the rush get to him. Offensive lineman got out in position, and the running back sold it too. Once he had the ball in his hands, he just had blockers in green field out in front of him. They pick up an explosive play on a running back screen.
And the defense picks up a sack, getting the quarterback down at the 44. Not sure exactly what led to that, whether the protection wasn't right or the quarterback just didn't see it, but the result was a negative play and a sack.
The one thing I do know is that quarterback had no chance to get that ball downfield. That pocket was breaking down, and it was breaking down quickly. There were just too many bodies in that backfield for the QB to make anything happen.
To the air on second down. Shoots it to the left. Got his man downfield. Brought down at the 28. A chunk play, 15 yards on that one, and a first down. Wants to throw on first down. And he was drilled just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
I know that one falls incomplete, but I love the idea of finding ways to get this running back the ball, right? You can hand it off to him. He's got really good hands. Already has a few catches in this game. I think you keep trying to leak.
No way to go with the ball, and down he goes at the 39.
And they've been waiting for for something good to happen with respect to getting after the quarterback, right? They're outside of the top 100 in the country in sacks per game, but finally now you see they're generating this pass rush. 3 sacks on the game so far.
Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. The offense calls a timeout to stop the clock. Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. On 3rd and long, no secret what he needs here. He's got it. And he'll run into the end zone. Touchdown, Crimson Tide.
And how big is that for this offense? Put a nice drive together, get the touchdown, add to this lead already. Everything right now, Palmer, going their way.
Yeah, that was as good a 2-minute type situation as you can have offensively. And, David, they've got so many weapons on this offense. They practice these situations all the time, and they put it to work here at the end of the first half.
Fielded in the end zone. It's White. Not nearly as much as he'd hoped, but when he brought it out of the end zone, he'll be stopped at the 15. Here we go. They'll try to get something on the board here in the final minute of the first half. Looking downfield, it's Stockton. Quickly to the tight end. At the 35, he's loose. They corral him out of bounds, mark it down at the 38, and this offense might have something going.
Well, I know the tight end did some good things after the catch, but got to give the quarterback credit, too, for the location of the throw. Because he put it out in front of his big man, he was able to make the catch and accelerate, creating some...
Intercepted. Looking for more room. The 30. Running inside the 20. He goes out of bounds at the 7-yard line, but what an opportunity after that pick.
And I like the aggressiveness. I understand you're down, right before the half. You want to go get some points, but you can't turn the football over here. Now you've set the other team up in a position to maybe get more points as the first half's winding down.
Motion from the wideout. He'll set up to throw. A little screen to the running back. That completion will take it inside the 4, and the offense is threatening.
This is the area of the field defensively. It really doesn't matter what they've done to get here. You got to go up, try to force the field goal. Nice job on 1st down and goal, getting them tackled to the ground.
Quarterback flips it ahead quickly to the receiver. Touchdown Tide! And they take it in for 6 more points. How efficient have they been as they extend this lead here in Week 5?
Well, this offense is clicking. They've been doing it all first half, running the ball, throwing the ball. They had insult to injury with another touchdown here right before teams go into the tunnel. This defense, guys, they have got to find some answers, and they've got to regroup here at halftime.
From inside the 15, here comes the return. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. Final seconds of the first half. Let's see if they can pull off a little magic. Out of the shotgun, they go to the ground. They'll use a timeout right before halftime. Maybe time for 1 or 2 more plays. Time's dwindling away as they try to put points on the board right before the half. Wants to change this route. Off the play fake. And the Heat gets there. And they get him down at the 14-yard line. The defense going to stop the clock with a timeout. They want to make sure they have everybody on the same page. They'll have just enough time to get one more snap before the half. On 3rd and long, doesn't need to take the check down. Intercepted. A first half turnover can swing momentum. And the defender is tackled, and that's how we'll run out the first half. We played 2 quarters here. Time to go to Kevin Connors in our halftime update. Ready to start the second half. Alabama will kick it off. From inside his own 15, looking for a crevice. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. First play of the drive comes from the 22. Starting this third quarter on the ground. That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball.
Man, the momentum is squarely on their side right now. It's starting to feel like they're running away with this one. They scored a touchdown their last time out. Now on this drive here in the third quarter, the defense makes a massive play against the run, creating a negative play. They've got the opponent going backwards.
To the air, it's Stockton. The short hand, it's Belt. They'll make the stop about 3 yards short of the first down. Georgia going up tempo. Quarterback making checks. On fourth down, looking for the completion. And he throws another interception, his third one of the night. Couldn't find much breathing room to return it, but the interception has this offense in business at the 27. Quick touch pass to the receiver. What a job up front, and he'll lose a yard on that one. The Crimson Tide just hoping at least to get some of the yardage back here on second down. Looking to fire. Fires toward the end zone. Throws toward the end zone. Picked off right at the goal line. And he's wrapped up after a solid return on the pick.
And defensive backs you think don't have good hands. The big fella shows it. How about that defensive back going up and getting the interception? Nice job breaking on the football. You say that's why you play defense, because you don't have hands? Yeah.
A lot of work to do as this drive will start from the 16-yard line. Give to the running back. And he never had a chance. Just stopped cold as soon as he got it. Not what they had in mind to start this drive. Here comes 2nd and 13. Back to throw. It's Stockton. He'll take a deep shot here. Just about had another one picked off. They have been way too reckless with the football, throwing it away 3 times already. Every journey begins with a step. This offense needs to step into a third down conversion and then try to turn it into some scores. Oh, he's got some space. There he goes. The 20. He's at the touchdown Bulldog. He found some open space and turned on the Jets.
Really nice job working the route, getting himself open. He was able to locate the football, snag it out of the air, and this guy now has 5 receiving touchdowns on the year.
And it's up and good as they draw just a touch closer. And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Gentlemen, let's take a look at what's happening in this exciting college football game. Buffalo is in front. They've represented Western New York so well today, but they still have to finish the job, and that's not a given. They're up by 9 over UConn. We will be multitasking today, boys. One eye on that game, one eye on your game. Really the only way to do it.
Thanks for the update on that one, Kevin. Let us know when it goes final. We'll see what they can do on this drive that starts at the 16-yard line. Going right to work up top. Going to throw it over the top of the D. And they can't make the connection, going for a big play on first down.
Well, you knew you were we're going to see it in this game, throwing the go route to one of the fastest players in all of college football. This receiver strikes fear in the heart of every defense because he's got elite track speed. He's going to blow the combine up in the 40-yard dash because of his wheels. Not able to connect with the quarterback on that one, but you know he has the defense's attention.
This dog crowd is off the leash, and they are coming after them, bringing noise on third down. Rush is on him, and he got smacked just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
And that's just what this defense needed. They needed to get a stop here in the third quarter. They've given up a lot of plays, a lot of points, a lot of yards. Needed to get a stop and try to get this ball back to their offense.
The kick is on its way. He'll haul it in right around the logo. Looking everywhere for room to run, but really good coverage, and he'll step out of bounds. And Georgia ready to go back to work on offense. Man, what a drive that was the last time they had it. Basically the length of the field. Much better starting point this time. And he is stopped immediately by the big defensive lineman. Georgia comes quickly to the line.
And yeah, that's kind of surprising. And we talked about this before the game. One of the big matchups. Run the football against a defense that's been susceptible against the run throughout the season. But this offense just can't find a way to get it going. And I'm surprised, but now what's your counterpunch? How are you going to get the ground game going? Because so far, not a lot of success.
To the air, it's Stockton. And the defense will corral the quarterback, and down he goes at midfield.
All right, that's one the offensive line has got to be able to communicate and pick up. When that inside linebacker comes running through the A gap or the B gap, those O-linemen, they've got to work together, and they've got to pass guys off to one another to make sure they pick him up. They didn't do it that time.
And that ball will sail into the end zone for a touchback. A lot of field in front of them as they open this possession from their own 20. Looking to throw on first down. Quickly out on the screen to the wide receiver. And they pick up just a few on that completion.
Great play by the cornerback. He was just way too physical at the point of attack. He beat his man trying to block him and tackle that receiver on the screen.
Plenty of work to do here on second and long. Receiver going for the edge on the jet sweep. Stopped in the backfield. He's going to lose 3 yards on the play.
Well, this defense knew coming into the game they were going to see some of these jet sweeps, and they were ready that time. Great job communicating before the snap. Everybody had their eyes in the right place, and they were able to tackle the receiver for a loss.
Going up top. And they get to the quarterback and knock him down back at the 16.
And the defense is finally able to find an answer for this quarterback's legs. He's been killing them early in the game, already over 40 yards rushing. Here we are now, though, in the second half. And it looks like they've made a few adjustments. That time, they were able to get in the backfield, get to him, and bring him to the ground.
Kick it away on fourth down. They make the stop, and that is exactly what you want out of your punt cover unit. We're ready to get another look at this Bulldog offense. After a punt on their last possession, they are set up in plus territory this time.
And honestly, it wouldn't have mattered if they scored a touchdown their last possession. You've got to be able to turn the page and see this as a brand new opportunity to go get points.
Yeah, and your defense has set you up for the position to get points right away. Now, let's get this offense back rolling again, create some momentum, just get a few first downs and I'm in scoring position.
down to the 26-yard line and a first down. From the shotgun, the handoff to the back. He had all kinds of company as soon as he got it. He had to fight his way back just to get to the line of scrimmage. Dropping back, it's Stockton. Flips it out on the screen. There he goes. He was smelling that end zone, but they get him down at the 4 after the big pass play. Cashing in on this big opportunity deep in the red zone. A first down run in the red zone. He's got it down to the 1-yard line right on the doorstep of Pater. Looking for just one more yard. It's second and goal. Tries again to get it in. Touchdown, Dogs! A Lazarus-like comeback is underway.
When the running back hits his second rushing touchdown of the game, you want to continue to feed this guy. You can tell he's got a nose for the end zone, knows how to get in there, knows how to make things happen.
And the PAT will draw them 1 point closer. A very efficient 5-play scoring drive. And they capped it off with a 1-yard plunge. They're ready to kick it away, and this crowd is buzzing after that last score. He'll bring it out. It's Adams. Rolling the dice to bring it out of the end zone did not work out as he stopped at the 13. Opening play of this drive comes from the 13-yard line. Trying to turn the corner on the left. They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple.
And when you're down later in the football game, you got to start taking some chances. And that was a beautiful run blitz. Great job playing the probability, understanding it might be a run to run some clock, and they guess right, and they make a big play for this defense.
And a nice pickup on the line and gets down to avoid contact.
You know, QBs want to make those big plays. They want to put up the big stats, but when nothing's there, sometimes you just tuck the ball, get a minimal gain. I like the slide, by the way, too. Get down and don't take a big hit.
Time out of the half. The Dogs are barking and growling and trying to hold him here on third down. They'll try to sneak it. Hauled down, but they'll move the sticks as he picks up the first down.
And David, on 3rd and inches right there, that's often a decision the quarterback predetermines. Who's my best guard? That's the guy I'm going to try to get behind.
And I know that defensively, too, but I'm just trying to dive and create a pile, but it's so hard to stop that play. That's why you see it ran so successful.
The receiver on the jet sweep. Got to be smart, patient, great vision, uses all of that to get to the 29.
I like this idea by the offense, using the jet sweep, and you're trying to take a receiver with all of his speed and get him on the outside and get him in space. That puts so much stress on a defense. I'd expect to see this offense dial the play up more.
Fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage.
Phenomenal phenomenal job by the defense that time, shutting down the option play. They knew they were going to see this in this game, and all week long in practice, they really focused on this. Assignment football, making sure the dive, the quarterback, the pitch, all taken away. Nowhere to go with the football that time. Offensively, the defense coming up with a huge negative play.
To the air, it's Russell. They've got the screen set up. Just keep moving this thing forward. He's out of bounds. They'll mark him down at the 37-yard line.
And what a big conversion by the offense there. With the lead late, you're just trying to stay on the field and bleed the clock. At this point, it's tick, 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 tick. Let's run this clock down as low as we can before we snap it.
And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield.
And this situation here on second down is the exact situation this offense wanted to stay out of. You got the lead late in the ball game. You want to get positive yards, keep that clock ticking. Now in a situation, it's interesting. Do they want to throw the football? How much do they trust their quarterback not to make a mistake here late in the football game with the lead?
The Crimson Tide just hoping at least to get some of the yardage back here on second down. Got the first down and more. That's why a good running game is a coach's and quarterback's best friend when you're trying to put the lid on the game. Finally, some signs of life from this offense, which has done nothing in the second half. It's 1st and 10. Two-minute timeout arrives, and this defense desperately needs to get the football back. Alabama comes to the line with 1st and 10. They'll run it to keep the clock moving. At the 40, there he goes. And he didn't squeeze it, it's loose. And the offense gets the ball back. How lucky are they? 5 points of pressure, high and tight. The Crimson Tide rolled to that last first down on the ground. Let's see if they go right back to the run. Every time, 5 yards on the first down play.
Yeah, it's make or break time for this defense. Now, they got to get a stop, and if that's bringing more bodies in, bringing more beef in, they're running the football right up the gut, right at you. They're not going to throw the football in this situation. Time to be more physical and get this big stop.
No reason to do anything here except keep it on the ground on 2nd and 5. To beat him to the corner on the right. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender.
It's a great play there by the defense, stopping that run. But now with less than a minute to go, you've got to use your timeout. You've got to try and conserve as much clock as possible to give yourself a chance to win.
Russell. Here comes the heat. And his throw is incomplete.
Interesting play call for this offense, man. A slow developing screen on a 3rd and short when a defense is a little bit aggressive and it doesn't work. And it's easy to question after the fact, obviously, right, guys? Like, it didn't work, but I don't love that play call when I know a defense will be really aggressive on 3rd and short.
two-possession game, but they're thinking deliver the knockout blow, but this carries big-time risk on fourth down. He'll go up top, maybe a deciding play here. He'll try to do it himself. And maybe they try to spy on the quarterback, but it just hasn't worked. Another first down. He just keeps gashing them with his feet. This win, guys, if they can finish it off behind this passing attack today, figures to vault them several notches up in the rankings and serve notice of what they're capable of.
It's funny, we're watching this one now, and some people may be surprised because of the numbers besides each of the team's names. By the end of the year, though, this may have been an obvious decision because of how well this team throws the football, David. They are electric through the air.
And listen, it's still early in the season, but you're proving your passing attack, and you're proving you got an offense to be dealt with. And you're also putting this one on the schedule for the playoff committee to circle and say, there's a top 10.
And he rolls into the house. Touchdown, Alabama!
Well, they get the touchdown when they needed it most. That score now makes it a two-possession game. And guys, with just seconds to go on the game clock, this thing is all but over.
Up to tack one more onto that lead. And with the extra point, they're now up by a touchdown and a field goal at 10. That is what they mean when they say ball control, a 14-play touchdown drive. And what a way to finish it with a 9-yard touchdown run. Coming out to tee it up for the kickoff, and that last score was a real buzzkill for this crowd. He'll bring it out. It's White. That's the kind of mistake that throws off your game plan. Come out of the end zone, and you're stopped at the 8. We'll see what they can do on this drive as it starts at the 8. For a man, it's Stockton. Here he goes breaking the pocket. He scrambled forward and got a few and turned that into a positive play. And the Bulldogs with a 2nd and short to keep this drive moving. Still firing away as they'll go down swinging. Fires to the wideout. Makes the grab. He goes out of bounds, maybe a step shy of the 40. They're going to mark it at the 39, and a really nice pickup there. Guys, if you want to go strictly by the rankings, I guess this was an upset, but to my eyes, we saw two really good teams slug it out, and one of them came out on top.
Yeah, two really good teams. That's a reason why they're both ranked. They're both really good, and I tell you what, getting this win proves something to everyone else now. Like, I was ranked below this squad. You beat a team.
Bryant-Denny Stadium, as we'll see a squad from the SEC, the Vanderbilt Commodores, taking on the winners of 4 straight, the Alabama Crimson Tide. Glad to have you with us for EA Sports College Football. I'm Reese Davis, David Pollack, and Jesse. Kickoff team is on the field, and we're ready to get this one underway. Coming out with it, it's Adams. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop. So Alabama's offense will try to get something started with their first possession. And what a performance this guy turned in last week. Spectacular in every aspect of the game, Jesse.
Well, I know one thing for sure. The quarterback is going to be looking his way early.
He's going for it all. Brings it in down the left side. Hits the crease. Touchdown, Bama! Side adjustments here. Looking for a man. It's Russell. Now he's going to break the pocket. They get to him as he throws. One of the highlights of the year last season, Alabama went into Nashville coming off a win against Georgia and got knocked out of Nashville with their first loss to Vandy since 1969. Anything. Pass rush, gets there, gets home, gets him down at the 23. Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. Pocket breaking down. And the missed connection on 3rd down. Immediately called timeout.
Well, after giving up that touchdown on the opening drive, they had a little bit of a come to Jesus with their defensive coordinator on the sideline. I don't know what he said, but he, I think, just invoked the fear.
Connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. Going back to the well, another deep ball. And defense got gashed, but they finally get him to the turf at the 47. First down and 10. Looking downfield on first down. Buys a little time with his feet. And not much going on downfield. He'll just get rid of it and live to play another down.
Like the job by the defense there in coverage. They took every option away from the quarterback. He was outside of the pocket, nowhere to go with it, so they forced the incompletion throw away.
Second down, they'll go to the air. Unloads to the wideout. All kinds of room to throw that one in there. This defense's head is spinning. He gets it down to the 27. Alabama pushing the tempo. Looking to throw, it's Russell. Quarterback doing what he does best. He can move. Missed receiver there, it's incomplete.
I don't care how talented you are as a quarterback, but your accuracy always goes down when you get hit. Nice job by the QB scrambling, working to his right, but he wasn't completing that pass with that pressure.
It's picked off. The high. Crimson Tide, Tuscaloosa, Alabama, Saban Field at Bryant-Denny the third-ranked team in the land, the Alabama Crimson Tide. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth by David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. And guys, let's get this thing started. Incomplete. If you're going to take a hit like that, you might as well hang on to the ball. Try to make up for some of that lost ground on second down. Looking to throw, it's Russell. Throws to the wideout. He's got an open man. Plenty of room on that play, and they find their way to the 36. Alabama may always be built on the run, but these days they elevate with a high-flying pass game.
And great coaches evolve, and we've seen the evolution of this Alabama offense over the last several years. And
Crimson Tide, Tuscaloosa, Alabama, Saban Field at Bryant-Denny Stadium. As we'll see a squad from the SEC, the Vanderbilt Commodores, taking on the winners of 4 straight, the Alabama Crimson Tide. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth by a couple of... Russell, bringing the heat. The sweet feet keeping the play alive. And he will be sacked at the 6-yard line.
this offense aerating the black zone a little bit backed up. How do they want to respond? They come out to throw the football, be aggressive, and this defense was ready, and they got pressure.
Deal off one deep down the left side. And that's going to be incomplete, going for broke on second down, but third down's coming up. Trying to pick up a first down. On third and long, he'll need to loosen up that arm. He just... Crimson Tide, Tuscaloosa, Alabama, Saban Field at Bryant-Denny Stadium. The Crimson Tide comes to the line with a 1st and 10. Quarterback adjusting the pattern. Goes to the option. He'll toss it. And the big defensive front wins the battle. No gain on that play.
It's a veteran defense. They've seen option before. They were prepared to see it in this game, and you're seeing it on that play right there. Everybody doing a great job with assignment football, staying in their gaps, accounting for...
And the quarterback is knocked down back at the 13. Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. Back to throw, it's Russell. And the pressure is coming in, and they... They'll crank up this drive with the pass. And the quarterback is knocked down back at the 13.
What a great job by this defense setting the tone early. In the first half, they've been hitting the quarterback early and often. Make him feel uncomfortable. Make him feel that pressure. Keep getting him on the ground. That's why they've built a lead.
The Crimson Tide just hoping at least to get some of the yardage back here on second down. Back to pass. Pulls it in. It's Cuevas. Push down for the tackle. Alabama quickly back to the line. On third and long, trying to have a big completion here. He's got it on the outside. They've got it 1st and 10 at the 50.
I don't know if this defense knows what just hit them because they gave up the completion, they gave up a first down, and now here's the offense back up at the line of scrimmage again, going tempo.
On the move to the right, looking for a big one. Fires into trap and picked off. Alabama comes to the line with a 1st and goal. Jet sweep pass. Trying to get it in. And he's... Quarterback quick pass to the receiver. Stopped in the backfield. He's going to lose 3 yards on the play. The Crimson Tide just hoping at least to get some of the yardage back here on second down. Looking to pass, it's Russell. Picked off, and they ruin. Crimson Tide, Tuscaloosa, Alabama, Saban Field at Bryant-Denny Stadium. Crimson Tide can dig into that playbook here on 2nd and short. Takes a handoff. It's Young. They get this sophomore on the ground, but he continues to make plays.
This running back loves running into the teeth of the defense. In between the tackles, he keeps a low pad level, and he's got some speed.
Gets the back moving. Looking downfield, it's Russell. Steps away to find some room. Caught behind the line. It's is Young. And with that stop, we are headed toward the end of the first quarter. It has been all defense all the time in the early going as we wrap up the first quarter, and the stats certainly reflect that. Let's see if the offenses can find a little rhythm here in the second. It'll be second down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. Second down, they'll go to the air. Got it! And he's into the end zone! Offense in a bunch formation. He'll start this drive firing. Trying to escape and get it himself. Nice job there to limit the running room, and they get him out of bounds after a short gain. Or will they dial up on second, and a long way to go. Wants to go up top. Intercepted. Yes, even a Heisman Trophy contender can have a miscue. That Commodores have this offense rolling. Off the play fake on first down. The throw. Grabbed in the backfield. It's Hoskins. They go up top to get it down to the 5-yard line as they try to pay off this drive. Now on second and goal. They'll run it to the left, looking for the touchdown here. Stopped in the backfield. He's going to lose 3 yards on the play. They'd love to make this short field pay off with a touchdown instead of settling for 3, but it is third and goal. Dropping back, it's Fabia. Dances away to buy time. Tuscaloosa, Alabama, Saban Field at Bryant-Denny Stadium. As we'll see a squad from the SEC, the Vanderbilt Commodores, taking on the third-ranked team in the land, the Alabama Crimson Tide. For EA Sports College Football, Reese Davis with you alongside David. Now here's second and long. Wants to throw. It's Russell. Dumps it to the back. That's reeled in. It's Miller. And the defense able to drag him down, but not before. They'll recycle that down marker. They'll snap it from the 36. They've got a first down. To the air on first down. Quarterback now on the run. Still looking. He can't find anybody. It'll be incomplete as the defense does a really good job in coverage. They're dealing with a second and long. Incomplete. He had to get rid of it before he wanted to. The defense put the heat on. The Crimson Tide looking for a big play to convert on third down. Under fire. Finds the tight end. That's not quite going to be enough as they stop him 4 yards short of the marker. Well, look at this. Instead of trying to pen their opponent deep in their own territory, the offense stays on the field. Picked off, and the opening drive is stopped with an interception. Then drive trying to go up top. He hurls one deep down the left side. And he'll take it in and house it. They are running out of time here. They need to get the ball back. They'll line up for the onside kick. He's able to grab the football, and the hands team gets the job done. Here comes that Alabama offense. Boy, that last touchdown, the one-play quick strike score. Jesse, this offense hoping to keep that kind of explosiveness going.
And I don't know if they're going to get the same looks defensively because of just how explosive that play was, Reese. David, they may be seeing a little bit more off coverage on this drive and maybe some softer boxes to run into.
And when you make that kind of explosive play, you're going to put the defense on its heels. They're going to be a little bit more conservative. So this offensive approach now, maybe I don't have to go deep. I can go a little bit shorter and just make those easy plays underneath.
He's all the way down to the 27-yard line, and they are threatening. Timeout call by the defense. It's their first of the half as they'll make some adjustments. Looking to scramble. Fires to the tight end. Timeout called there by the defense, desperate to get the ball back and save as much time as possible. Line getting set on second down. He might want another play. Looking to throw, it's Russell. Quarterback extends the play. Going to try to get it himself. He goes out of bounds right at the 10-yard line, and the offense can smell the touchdown from here. Alabama rolling quickly downfield, set up with another first down. Touchdown tie! Quick strike through the air for the score. That'll give them a little more breathing room as they try to push this winning streak to 5.
With that last touchdown, they remain undefeated. What can you say about this offense? One of the most explosive in the entire nation, and they're coming in, I think, every week with the mindset that we're just going to outscore everybody. We are okay going into a track meet, and that's really what we saw in this game today. But opponents just cannot keep pace with them and all of the athletes they have on the offensive side of the ball.
They'll try to follow that last touchdown with an onside kick. A cucumber as the hands team makes a sure catch.
Well, here.
Opening snap of this drive comes from the 38-yard line. They'll start this drive going to the air. Takes a hit as he fires. Incomplete thanks to the great defensive pressure there that sort of threw them out of rhythm. So now it's second and long. Looking to fire. Pressure coming. But a little time, lets it go. He's got him this time. They'll make the stop, but that first down ought to ice it, and they should be able to kneel this one out. Looking to throw on first down. Flushed out of the pocket. Couldn't find anybody to throw to. He'll just toss it away. It'll be second down. Quarterback empties his backfield. Wants to throw it. Grabbed over the middle. It's Cuevas. They are on the move down to the 32, and they pick up another first down. Back to pass. It's Russell. Gets rid of it. Just a little bit too much juice on that one as the freshman was taking a shot. Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on second down.
And it's nice to be a QB in this spot. He's had a great day. Like, great day. They've built a huge lead now. Incompletion's okay. Just take care of the football. Don't throw that thing to the other team.
Goes out of bounds just short of the goal line, and they'll be set up in a great position here. And that comfortable lead they enjoy right now is not slowing down the aggression, not one bit.
Well, I think at this point, the coaching staff is just trying to continue evaluating their own players, and I don't hate the mindset. There's time on the clock. Keep trying to score.
And they just tried to slam it in from the doorstep, but they went nowhere, and it'll be marked down at the 1. try to get the edge with a quick touch pass. Big time play by the defense. He'll lose 4.
You're going to try a push pass here on first down by the goal line. You've really got to get great blocking. You can't allow penetration, and the offense wasn't able to do that. Look at the defense on that last play. They were able to get in the backfield and make a tackle on a speedy wide receiver to get the TFL.
And this offense put together a pretty good drive, man, but man, did they stall out. 3 straight incompletions, trying to find something that would work, but this defense, they stood up after giving up some yards and really finished this drive well.
Oh, he dropped it. He just lost his concentration and didn't look it all the way in. And that decision will be questioned for a while. They'll run it from the gun. Offense takes a timeout. 27 seconds left. Not much to show for it. This defense has kept them bottled up all day. Holds and fires it complete to the right. A relatively short but effective gain. He's out of bounds at the 11. Commodores really need to keep this drive alive on 3rd down. Scanning the field, it's copying. They'll run the screen. And he'll have to check his fillings after that lick, but he did get the first down. They'll hurry to the line with the clock still running. And they'll spike the ball to try to save as much time as they can. Behind the chains now on 2nd and long. Back to pass. He wants a big play here late. Oh, he had it. The deep ball was there, and it just trickled through his finger. And here we go. Final play of the game right here. On 3rd and long, he has to throw for it. He's taking the deep shot. Oh, he dropped it. That deep ball was right on the money. You just have to make that catch. We sensed a great deal of confidence, almost a smugness from this coaching staff. And these guys on the field, it's as if they knew they were going to win.
Yeah, playing with a bit of a chip on their shoulder, and I think they really felt like they had a real good